Actually, yeah, my life's sad. Nice sneeze, bro. Good luck. Gil, any thoughts on dying after that sneeze?
It's all right.
All right, let's fucking go.
Let's
What
go.
What if? I
don't give a shit, Keelan. We've been in this meeting for 2 fucking hours. Let's start the fucking episode.
What if we don't? What if we don't?
Wow.
Okay.
That's some fucking alpha energy.
That's good.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Overbearing dominance display. Is this the episode? Have we started?
I think that has to go in. But what a jarring start. And now Ruben's just left the call.
I kicked him. I kicked him because
you kicked him?
Mid-episode, I kicked him.
Oh, that's very funny. Well, hang on. No, that sucks because we have to reset up the call. He can't come back in.
He can't rejoin.
That sucks. You know what's fucked? Okay, yeah, let's restart it.
What? No, say it.
No, we'll say it when Ruben's back, okay? All right, we're back in the new call. Ruben has not come back yet, so I assume he's cracked it, which is a big alpha move there.
If you're not reading the group chat right now, Ruben's trying to assert his alpha dominance. He's only going to come back in unless we all say individually that we're ready for him to rejoin.
Well, I'll just say almost ready.
I feel like we've just got 2 beta editors right now who don't want to get on the show and are trying to make it all about them. That's what I think.
You know what, Luke? Why don't you and me just do the episode without these fucking betas?
Yeah. Should we just kick him?
Hey, no, I'm the host. You can just request me to turn my mic off. Is that better?
Lewis is left.
Oh my god.
Yeah. This is Ruben and I's alpha male Zoom call. You guys are just guests here, so please do respect the rules. Ruben's in here now.
Why have I been downgraded to beta? I also left immediately after you.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. I wasn't going to stay in there with Keelan.
Well, I think we need to get into the obvious here and start off with my hair. It is very fucking blue.
But I didn't actually start the episode.
Oh, really? Okay, we'll start it off.
Yeah, okay. So, guys, are we ready to start?
Yeah, we're all ready.
Just give me a sec.
Oh, well, I'd say most of us are ready, so let's go.
All right, I'm ready when you are, guys. Let's do it.
All right, mate, we were ready without you. We don't need your authority, all right?
I really like Ruben there waiting for one of us to say, hey, mate, are you ready? So he can assert his dominance and instead getting completely ignored. Sorry, mate. Outplayed there. Outplayed.
No worries,
Yeah,
guys.
I'm ready.
Because you know what's an alpha move, boys? An alpha move is kicking someone from a Zoom call, and that's all well and good. You know what's not an alpha move? Having to invite them back to a new Zoom call 2 minutes later.
Yeah, that is... We did discuss this while you were gone.
You can't crack it at us. We were calling you an alpha. You've come back angry at the whole team. Just come back, direct that anger towards Keelan.
I've got no anger. I've come out on top as far as I'm concerned.
You seem a little upset about it.
It's all behind. It's all behind us.
You buy on top. Do you mean third place? Because I would agree with that.
Bazinga. Let's
I
get
don't
started.
understand that.
I didn't get that either.
Well, he's just above Keelan there. He can't be on top. There's 2 other alphas in this.
Yeah.
That was a poor one.
Yeah, mate. You look like you're about to shoot up a cinema. I tread lightly. All right.
Yeah, look, I'm not going to take top spot this episode. I look like a fucking mass shooter. You know, I literally look like that guy who shot up that movie cinema.
Yeah, your hair literally looks moldy, and you're sitting here going, "Oh, you're in bronze, mate."
Hey, look, okay, I'm the Australian ninja, okay?
Yes, that's it. So Lewis has finally become Blewis. It's great to see. For those who weren't following along, and it's crazy how there's still people finding out, even probably now, why you dyed your hair blue. But I guess a month or so ago on the show, we started Twitch, and we both said if we would get to 1,000 subs on Twitch, I said I would dye my hair blonde, and you would dye your hair blue. Now, thank God, due to my lack of success on the platform, I still have brown hair. I mean, it is a fucked mullet, so I've ruined my head on a live stream still for cash, but did not get it done on Twitch. So thank you all very much for not supporting me. I really appreciate that, actually.
I would just like to say fuck you all to everyone who's supported me.
Yes.
As I said in my video, I'm grateful, but I'm hateful. You know?
I've got a good one, guys. So you know how like now that the bet's over,
Yeah.
I just think if you guys want to really rub it in. Now I'm not gonna say that like you don't have to, but if you guys
I know what you're
want to
gonna
rub
say,
it
and
in,
this sucks.
let's get to Luke to 1,000 Twitch subs with no consequences.
No, that's
Kick a man while he's
unacceptable.
already blue, you know?
The only reason you didn't fucking hit 1,000 subs was because you're also doing it over on YouTube, scooping up cash.
Yeah. I have been scooping up bags. I actually made a
You
bag
loopholed your way out of it. You made probably, I reckon you made more money than I did with no consequences at all.
That's what people don't realize. There's a bunch of people calling me saying like, oh, I suck shit. You don't get as much money as Lewis in my Twitch stream. And I was like, haha, you have not seen how topped up my bags are from YouTube, my man.
Ridiculous.
I think I really got out of this in the best way possible.
Oh, you really have. Like
I've
and
accepted my mullet.
What's bad is I've got the blue hair, and people think that I'm complaining about making an obscene amount of money. Like people are like, man, I can't believe you're complaining. You made $10,000. I'm like, that's how much money moved. That's not how much money ended up in my pocket. You guys don't understand. The revenue split on Twitch is not very good.
Yes. Someone even call it unfair.
I would say that most people call it unfair. Actually, thank you, Jeff Bezos.
But also thank you very much for everyone who did contribute to both of our Twitch
cool.
subs. Very kind. And I, like a lot of people, upon seeing Lewis's hair the first time, went through the stages of your mate making a bad decision, which is immediate laughter, followed by more laughter, followed by, haha, it looks shit. And then the fourth stage is sympathy.
Yeah.
And I'm in that stage right now. I look at you and I feel bad a bit.
Well, you know what? It's like, I was talking about this on my podcast. It's hilarious for everyone except me for about 5 minutes. And then it's just going to be my life for 6 months. So like I can't go back because I don't have brown hair underneath this. It's blonde underneath this. So it's like regrow all of my hair or suffer.
It's kind of what makes it good though. Like there's something, I think that's something good about it as well, is it's kind of like getting a tattoo. You're like, well, that's going to stick around.
I'm a man of my word. You can't say what you want. I followed through. I made a promise and I followed through. So look, you know what's funny? I haven't, Jazz has seen it, and everyone that knows me has seen it. But I'm not embarrassed by the hair, but I definitely don't want to have the conversation with acquaintances. So the cafe I go to every morning, I have showed up with a hat and my hood up. You can't see hair at all, and I've done that intentionally.
And a mask on.
And a mask. I look like I'm going to rob the joint, but something tells me that if they saw my hair, they would be more terrified.
Yeah. You definitely, like, it's hard to kind of pick what looks more unhinged when you enter some kind of premises. But so I guess your girlfriend did the haircut.
Yeah.
She's definitely more on board than Meg was with the mullet. And I think I think Jazz has got the raw end of the deal with a blue-haired boyfriend.
Well, yeah, it's funny that you say that. We were having sex the other day, the first time since have blue hair.
Did she laugh?
This might be a little bit too personal, but fuck it. We're having sex for the first time since I've had blue hair, and this literally happened. It's going great. She looks at me, and then we just stopped.
She saw you, and then she was like, nah.
Yeah, and then we both, I saw her face, she looked at my hair, we both laughed, and then we just stopped. And we didn't start again.
That's fair. I mean, I wouldn't go back for more.
I can't blame her. I can't get angry. It was just funny.
So it just might be, yeah.
So I'm quite literally an incel at the moment. So
Nut November.
If any shocking
for Lewis.
views come out on Twitter, that's not my fault. It's because I'm an incel.
Yeah. So you're doing No Nut November, but not by choice. It's
absolutely.
Mainly due to your bad decision making with the boys.
Yeah.
Really
if
coming back to bite
I
you.
want to have a wank anywhere, I'm gonna have to like black out all the mirrors and just pretend. make sure I can't catch a glimpse of myself.
Oh, right. You're even going to put off yourself.
Yeah.
Jesus. That's like real low self-esteem shit, you know? I'm going to wank in a dark room.
You know what? I'm getting used to it. Every time I look in the mirror, I kept like forgetting that I had, because I've never done anything with my hair really. But every time I look at myself in the mirror, I'm like reminded, I'm like, oh fuck, I look like that now.
Yeah, that's what I was mad about with this whole mullet thing. I wasn't even that pissed off about the mullet. I was just angry that I tried a new thing. I was just like, I can't believe that I've done this. You know, Luke, you swore after you tried sushi that one time, never again. Because it never works out well. I don't look good with it. But I have started accepting it. Like, I reckon give it a week, you'll be leaving the house with blue hair. The first week, I was like, oh, no. And then I went for a run like the other day just with a mullet. And people just kind of go like, well, there's a man that doesn't have any standards. Good on him.
Yeah, I mean, people don't really give a fuck. I'll get used to it. What's making it particularly bad at the moment is because it was bleached and Jazz has never really dyed the hair, we were conscious about dyeing my head, so she didn't go all the way down. So the problem is the roots. You can't really tell on camera, but in person it's pretty obvious. The roots of it at the front are like white blonde, which makes me look bald. It makes me look like I'm balding because you can't see the bottom of the hair. You can almost see all the way through it. So it's like it looks like I'm having a fucking crisis, like I'm going bald. I decided to fucking dye it blue.
Yeah, you look like one of the Joker's followers. Not the Joker, not a cool version. You look like one of the people who like research it online and then like go commit a crime.
Yes.
In the name of like some other unhinged dude. Yeah. All right, well, thank you everyone. We appreciate it. And I guess now we say goodbye to half of our viewership on the video podcast, but we'll see you over on the audio, and you can just listen to this because let's be honest, between the three of us, including Keelan, we have some of the most munted haircuts in Australian podcasting right now. And Ruben's the only thing saving this.
I'm holding the fort up.
Get an inverse mohawk just to top it off, mate. Come on, do it for the fellas.
Absolutely not. You know, I would never. But if you guys want, you can just sort of pin my video. If that's video.
That would be good. Yeah, well, I'm going to do that.
Also, the reason why we haven't gone too hard on Lewis, yes, this is a light grilling today, is because we are planning on hosting the roast of Blewis Spears as a main channel video. I will be the master of ceremonies. We'll have the boys come in, do some roasting. We might get a guest appearance from Jazz. We'll give him a proper good grilling, just in a nice civilized format. Because we didn't want to just come in, because on a podcast, you know, words can be said on the fly. It can become mean. And we didn't want that because I already feel bad for Lewis. So we're going to do it in a nice, orderly fashion in a similar style to what you would see a Comedy Central roast.
Yeah, just over Zoom, so nowhere near as good. But that's going to be a main channel video. We're trying to... The plan was to do them every 2 weeks or so, but obviously COVID kind of fucked that. But we're going to do them... Whenever we have an idea that we think could work well on Zoom, we'll do it. But we won't promise how regularly until once we're back, we'll keep to a schedule. But until then, it'll just be stuff like this that we can do well.
And there's also an Among Us video coming soon as well on the
there is too.
Channel.
Yeah. So that's going to be fun.
Now, boys, Radio Mike got himself into some hot water this week on another podcast, I heard.
Big scandal.
Keelan was the one who kind of got the goss on this. Things travel through the rumor mill pretty fast when it's someone, particularly like Mike, going back on things I think said in the past. So there's been an ongoing debate on this show between Ruben and Radio Mike as to who is more intelligent as they boast. Definitely not me, guys.
Definitely
I'm in the
Luke.
argument.
Absolutely not. Yeah. What Luke is trying to say, because he does struggle with, speaking his native language, as we know.
Words.
Where Ruben and Radio Mike have been fighting each other, trying to work out who is the smartest person that's ever worked on the Luke and Lewis show. It's obviously not Luke. It's clearly not Keelan or I. But it's coming up as a toss-up between
There
Ruben
is a direct
and Mike.
correlation with having a shit lid and also being a dumbass on this show. And I think it shows. It speaks in volumes, our haircuts right now.
I know. All this blue dye seeped into my brain. I forgot, man.
You both got incredibly high ATARs in high school, which ATAR in Victoria...
I wouldn't say incredibly high.
Well, you did well.
I would say
well.
in comparison to everyone else on this show, me who failed so badly, they didn't even tell him his mark, which is bottom 30th percentile.
Let's go and get the average of our 3 ATARs. So I'll start. I didn't do year 12, so that's a 0.
Yeah.
I can't believe I'm the second highest. What the fuck's wrong with you guys?
I did year 12, but I still put down a 0, yeah.
Okay, 0. And Luke, what about you?
I got the sex number 69.
Cool. So that makes the average 69.
Average is actually 23. 0 plus 0 plus 20 plus 69 divided by 3 is 23.
And we don't even know if that math is correct because we're honestly too dumb to work it out.
I thought it was 69. I thought the zeros wouldn't work in averages. Apparently I'm dumb.
And Ruben, what did you get in?
94 something.
Yeah. Now that's out of 100. And for those who don't know what ATAR is, it's like it's the year 12 result you get at the end of your schooling.
Doesn't that mean, Ruben, that you were like the best 6%? Is that how that works? Because it's not like out of 100. It's actually like out of like all students. Where are you on the scale?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you're like the top 6%.
That's correct. Yeah.
And that's not incredibly high to you?
Well, the thing is,
what are you, fucking Korean?
because I was probably in the I was definitely in the accelerated program, so I hung around a lot of smart people.
You would have been hanging out with me. No, I was actually
they put
pretty.
You in as a novelty.
No, I used to be really smart, and then something changed. I just stopped reading Speck and McGee, and all my fucking thoughts left.
It's probably when you started listening to pop punk.
I think so. Blink-182 ruined my life and many other teenagers around the world.
My score was quite low compared to a lot of my friends. I was, I hate to say it, but I was actually pretty disappointed in it.
Dude, in primary school, I peaked when I was like 13. In primary school, I used to get like high distinctions, like top 3% on like in the state and stuff on all these like things. I think at one time I got top 1%. I was like really smart. And then, you know, when you are naturally like good at school and you don't have to apply yourself anymore?
Yeah.
That's
a lot
what
of
I
people
did.
fall into that trap.
Yeah, for sure. And then I was like, oh my God, how good's like Nintendo 64 emulators and Halo? And I just used to play that.
I had a friend like that. He was in like a really, really good private school. He got heaps of HDs. It was a Catholic school. They were hard dicks.
Yeah, right.
Oh. Yeah.
That was interesting. That really seemed planned. Did you... How long have you been sitting on that joke?
Not as long as he's been sitting on the teacher's dicks.
I knew you were going to go there. I was like, he's going to double down. Obviously, just like the teacher. And just keep going and drilling a hole again. Just like, sorry.
Yep. Just like Mr. Reverend Peterson.
So, Keelan, do you have the audio up of Radio Mike?
I have the little video just to show.
So this was from a podcast called Hump Day Replay, run by the boys at the Daily Talk Show. And Mike was a guest.
My mate at the private school had a Hump Day Replay, but it was with all the teachers.
I should give a bit of context. Just ignore that one. I'll just give a bit of context for this video because it did go for like 2 minutes, so I've just cut it down a bit. And now I just need to find... Yeah.
You've had like 3 minutes of us making jokes about Catholic school kids being fucked by their teachers to get this ready.
And I'm ready now.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so this is Mike telling the story of his year 12 IT exam, and the context around it is he's sitting next to the guy who was supposed to get the ducks of this class, so the highest in this subject. So I'll just play the clip now.
Quack, quack.
Oh, that was good, was it? That was better than the fucking...
I just feel like I had to break the ice a bit. We were getting a little too heavy, you know, and I just thought a duck quack would...
It's funny you say that. That's why they stopped fucking him. He got a bit too heavy.
Oh.
They're getting worse, Lewis.
Hey, Anyway, let's go.
And this is the part where I could get in trouble. The first part of the exam was multiple choice. So you have your little multiple choice sheet. And everyone knows multiple choice, great place to cheat. You can usually see everyone else's answers. So you can do a little peek to the side, compare your answers. Funnily enough, David Uber is on the adjacent seat to me. And I'm checking over my exam and I see that his multiple choice sheet is exposed. So I look over at it. The last question, we've got different answers, right? So I change my answer to what he said. When the answers to the exam come out, it turns out I was the one that had the right answer, and I've changed my answer to David's because I thought he would have it right.
David.
If I got that question right, could have gotten a 49.
So he tried to cheat and it backfired.
It backfired on him.
So,
Scandal.
so what this means is we worked out, Ruben, that was it you had a better ATAR or Mike did?
Mike did.
So Mike is smarter than you, but he would be even smarter if he didn't cheat. So
Well, boys,
that's a real knife in the guts to you, mate, because it was close before.
To that, I would say, where does it stop, boys? Where does the cheating stop? This is the tip of the iceberg, for all we know. One backfired. How many were successful? We just don't know.
Good point.
That's
Good
true.
point.
He
So,
probably-
man.
Are you saying that we need to disqualify Radio Mike from even being recognized as smart at all?
I mean, your words, not mine.
He
How
may not have
smart
even
can
finished year 12.
How smart can a guy really be if he cheats and still gets it wrong?
That's true.
Also true.
I think it shows also a lack of confidence in his own abilities, which I guess we've seen a lot over the years in various degrees with Mike anyway. AKA, I should go on a head diet in 2017.
Yeah. Although, surely a man with such a big head would be filled with a massive brain.
That's true.
Don't you
If he
think?
had a massive brain, would he really suggest going on a head diet?
Another good point from Ruben. Maybe it's just a massive skull, and then the inside of the skull is actually quite hollow. Maybe we should do like a knock
bobbing
test.
around.
See if it echoes.
So, I don't know what
Actually, one time I was walking down the street with Mike at night. It was really dark, and he actually hit his head on a branch, and I swear I heard a bong.
Hollow
Yeah,
Mike.
it could be dead hollow. Yeah.
Well, I'm not sure how we're going to conclude this other than he did admit to cheating on a year 12 exam. I thought this was going to bring him undone, making Ruben I think the fact that he cheated should disqualify him. That's how most sports work. If you cheat, you're out, right? It's a forfeit.
true.
So therefore, by default, Ruben is now the most intelligent member that's ever worked with the Luke and Lewis show.
Congratulations,
Thank you.
mate. You're wasting your potential.
What was that, Keelan?
I was gonna say, is there like a statute of limitations where you've got so long to admit, or so long after the crime's committed, you can admit to it, and it doesn't matter anymore. So, do you think he's past that yet?
7 years, is it? Isn't that the statute?
Yeah, it's kind of like the things. I reckon 7 to 8 years is like the amount of time you wait before you admit to your parents as an adult that you did something really fucked up as a kid as well. You know, one night you'd just be sitting around the dinner table like, you know that time when you thought I did that and I denied it? No, 100% did. I've done that before, and sometimes I've waited a little too early
Really?
to confess. Yeah, I think I confessed one when I was like 18. I was like, man, I'm 18 now. I can do what I want. And I did a thing like 2 years ago that was pretty fucked or something. And then my parents were like, yeah, no, that's not cool. We thought you did that, and it's still not cool.
Yeah.
But I think he's waited enough time, maybe.
Well, but I would say if there is a statute of limitations on that, then surely at the same point, the ATAR ranking would become obsolete.
Ooh, that's a good point.
Okay, so what you're saying is maybe you and Mike should get the ATAR tests from this year, get you boys to do them. No studying, just see who comes out on top.
What about you both do like an IQ test or something?
Yeah, I could take an IQ test. As long as he can take a lie detector test as well, because we don't trust him.
Afterwards, true.
True. This is something that we probably can't do in isolation because, as we know, Radio Mike is a known cheater. So we would have to get you guys to do it under observation.
Even better, we set them up next to each other so Mike has the opportunity to cheat from Rubens.
That's good.
And then we'll see if he backs himself this time or not. History may repeat itself. He may go to copy one of Rubens' answers.
How about, it's the rules are, it's like a regular exam where they're sat at a normal distance away from each other. Luke and I are kind of patrolling the halls, not watching any one of them in particular. If Radio Mike successfully cheats, he actually gets double marks for the score. If we catch him without particularly watching him, he actually loses all marks. So it's like double or nothing.
Yeah. We're incentivizing him to continue his rampant cheating.
It's worked so far.
Well, it hasn't worked so far. It's only negatively impacted him. He could have been the Ducks quack quack of his year. So
he actually doesn't know how to operate the panels at the radio at all. He was making it up from day one. That's pretty evident. He kind of winged the whole thing.
Yes. I think it was very evident on the show.
I don't think his name's even Mike. He's mentioned to me the other day, like he got a bit drunk I answered a call. I said, "Hey, Mike." He goes, "What? Who's this?" And I said, "It's Lewis." He goes, "Sorry, you've called David." I said, "What?" And he goes, "Oh no, it's Mike."
Yeah, right.
So I think he might be living like a double life.
Yeah, okay. But wow. Well, I think we'll just have to conclude it at Mike. Disappointing that you cheated. Sorry, David. Radio David. Disappointing that you cheated, but we're happy to put this to bed one day with an official test if Mike's willing to do it. It's like a boxing fight. Both parties kind of have to state their terms.
I doubt he will be. Seems unlikely to me.
Ruben's ready to throw down in the mental ring.
Bring it on. Also, could I bring up, why were there 5 people on that podcast?
I don't really know what the podcast
A lot of people on that show. 5 is a lot.
I mean, 4 on this one is like borderline too many, but there's 5 on that. Anyway.
Yeah.
Correct. Lewis.
Yes?
You might...
Ruben, can you send an email for us? Just ask them why is there 5 people on the podcast. That'd be great. We'll cover that next episode, hopefully.
Lewis.
Yep.
May notice what I'm wearing? Got that Maverick merch on.
Oh,
yes, I thought we were doing a live unboxing. Unfortunately, Keelan has organised for us to receive Maverick merch.
Yes.
This was done on the Patreon episode, was it?
Yeah, Patreon.
Yes.
Yep.
So on our look, there's a secret podcast, but shut the fuck up, right?
Shut your mouth.
Shut your mouth about it. On our Patreon episode, it was discussed. I think it started off with me trying to peer pressure Keelan into buying Maverick merch. You guys were not about it, saying Keelan's been spending too much money lately. You guys left, and then I just got on board and said, you know what, I got to practice what I preach. I can't just tell Keelan to waste his money on Maverick merch without doing the same myself. So we both spent about $230 buying the whole team.
$500.
Yeah, buying the whole team Maverick merch. We're trying to do something nice for you guys. You don't even appreciate it. It's the hottest merch in the game.
Got mine in my plastic bag that'll end up wrapped around some poor jellyfish.
It started off.
Lewis has got the same jumper as I have, by the way.
So I'm the only one that got a shirt.
Yeah, because you were the most against it. So we just thought,
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to wear it.
Ruben really got the short end of the stick. Not unusual for him.
Well, it's all right, Ruben. Tell everyone what size it is.
Extra large.
Oh, that's conveniently my size.
Oh my god! Look how shit this is. What's on the back?
That sucks.
Yeah, that sucks. That's not on the jumpers.
The jumper that I have is pretty good quality.
See, I was about to say that. By the way, this is not sponsored content. I just want to point that out because it started off out as us mocking Maverick merch on the show. Right? It's been going for a while now. The Maverick merch arc, if you will. And it's ended up being with me and Keelan being really happy with our product, and I personally love it. I don't want to say it's the best jumper I own because it's the second best jumper I own because the best jumper is the World Gym one, but this is the second best jumper I own.
It's all right.
It's good.
It's actually quite nice.
It's comfy as well.
It's good quality. It looks kind of cool. I like the color. I'm wearing it. You know what? I also got my shipment of World Gym merch, and Luke, you're getting shit on. I'm not going to lie.
I know. I was saying that. I got this, and I was like, damn, I need my own factory in China, which fucking Logan clearly has.
Although his shit is a lot more expensive.
Oh yeah, it's very
really,
expensive.
really expensive. Like your stuff is very, very good quality, but this is nuts.
This is next level. It's the best merch I've ever got.
Put the shirt on, Ruben.
I like how.
Do I really have to put the shirt on?
Of course.
Yeah, you might have to put the shirt on, mate.
We bought it for you.
This will come back to haunt me years down the line. There'll be a photo of me on the internet wearing Logan Paul merch.
Right.
Yeah. After he's been cancelled for something else.
Okay, well, you're coming off as ungrateful right now. Because we've bought you this merch.
Hey, sorry. If I'm coming off as ungrateful, let me just clarify. I'm extremely ungrateful for this.
Good. Thank you. Thank you for being clear. And Ruben, besides, right, what do you think's more likely to happen? Logan Paul getting cancelled again and you getting in trouble for wearing a t-shirt, or me getting done and you getting fucked because of your direct involvement with the content that has been made?
Good point. All right, I'll put it
on. Now, what's next on the show?
Well, I was thinking that we did this segment once. That so doesn't fit you at all. It looks like a bathrobe.
Way too big. So big.
I think you look cooler.
You look cute in that. You look like a little boy wearing a big shirt.
Yeah. I put it over my jumper as well.
That's how big Lewis's brother wears his t-shirts.
Yeah.
Yeah, you look like
my brother
Arthur
wears
right
like
now.
triple XL for intentionally baggy look.
Just for
Keelan,
like
that's your
skater
regular
vibes.
size.
That's my regular size, so you can
That
just
was
give
a
it to
really
me next time we see each other.
That was a really alpha move there. You look like a little kid in that, but that's your regular size. That's really good.
Well, I mean, I don't know if it reflects that great on Keelan either, to be honest.
That is good. Good bit of banter, boys. We haven't done this segment for a while. But
I like that our workplace is so toxic at this point that one of our employees has made a fat joke about another one, and we all go, "Yeah, good stuff, fellas. All right, let's move on."
Well done. I'll put that in your employee review for the end of the year. Good burn. Look, I'm going to be honest with you, Keelan. Haven't done much work, made a lot of mistakes, but remember that time when you fucking ripped Ruben a good one? That was great. Have a raise. We've done this segment before. It's something that you can't really promise because you never know when you're going to see something, but it's something that we can say it will be done many times. We just can't really predict when it's going to happen. It's time for Tales from Frankston.
Oh.
And that was Luke's cue to hit the sound effect for
I forgot about this segment.
Tales from Frankston.
Let's make Ruben. You want to hear some goss?
He hasn't plugged in.
One more time. Tales from Frankston.
So this is local goss.
It's time for Tales from Frankston.
I'm playing it.
I don't hear it.
A little bit louder. Tales from Frankston.
Are you not hearing these? The road. Are you not hearing me through this?
Luke, no, we're not.
Oh,
Don't worry
it's
about
been
it.
playing.
Would you like me to play it through my computer?
Keelan, Keelan, it's time.
No. People can hear it. It's been playing.
No, I don't think you're plugged into the Zoom call.
No, but
Oh, right. But people can hear it, as in it's on the recording.
They can.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
can't.
So people are like hearing it, and you're going, and I'm like, it's playing. But you can't hear it.
Look. Okay, guys, we're sorry about that. That must be very frustrating and confusing.
Would you like me to tell you when the opener's done?
Keelan's going to play it.
Okay.
Okay, sorry. Okay, now we're all just
now you're not fucking ready. You said you were going to do it, now you're not ready.
Well, I thought
Ruben,
we just
it's time
weren't
for
doing it.
Tales
Hang
from
on,
Frankston.
I've switched the microphone. You ready?
Okay, that's better. Luke, it's time for Tales from Frankston. All right, it's time for Frankston Tales. Was that it?
Was that it?
Well, no, there was a bit more at the start. There's like the sound of glass breaking, someone screaming.
That's good.
Tires.
Did you send me the right one?
Play it again.
Was that it?
It's time for Tales from Frankston.
Oh, that's Ruben. All
Oh,
right,
yeah, there is.
it's time for Frankston Tales.
Yeah, there was.
Oh, yeah, there's a little bit in there. Yeah, great work, mate. That
maybe
The
fucking
music
sucks. Sorry,
way
everyone.
too loud for like compared to the sound effects. Poorly mixed.
Okay, well, if we're being fair, I made this within 5 minutes before we started recording.
And it shows.
Yeah. Okay.
To be fair, all of our sound effects are made 5 minutes before we record, and it does show.
I think the backing music was supposed to be there, like it's Tales from Frankston, like
Yeah, I
it's a
like
bedtime
that.
story.
Yeah.
That was my idea, though, wasn't it? So
Yeah, it was your idea.
That was Ruben's idea. And obviously, Keelan, you've sent Luke the backing music just by itself so we can play it during the segment. You've done that, of
No,
course.
I just sent him the whole thing for 4 minutes so that he can play it.
Oh, all right. Well, great. So if what's going to happen is if we go over 4 minutes, obviously Luke can just hit the button and it will play. The music will play without the opener again. Is that what you're saying, or they're like linked and inseparable?
I very rarely ever make intros, so forgive me for being naive.
And once again, it fucking shows. Now,
Luke, it's time for Tales from Frankston.
we're not doing the intro again. Here is the music.
Okay,
Let's
great.
go.
okay.
Cool. Keelan, would you like to start?
You start.
Oh, okay, he's not ready. Woke up the other day in Frankston. You actually might have seen this one in the news a while back. Woke up, cops everywhere, just chaos. And then went home. I was like, oh, what happened? Turned on Twitter. Apparently, somebody on ICE, King hit a female police officer, knocked her out.
Was that near you?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That was near
And
me.
what part of that story was the bit that made you smirk then?
Well, look.
Sorry, I'm just confused because you said someone King hit a female police officer. So a female who was doing a job to protect and service the community.
Well, I would
and
say
then
who
I'm
did
just
she
wondering what part of that
Yeah.
you found amusing.
Just the idea of an insane person rocking up and punching a police officer. It can be at the same time reprehensible and a little bit humorous because chaos is a little bit funny, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do sound like one of the Joker's followers. Chaos is a
Wanna
little
see the
bit
world
funny.
burn.
You're literally going, oh, chaos is good. Here's a segment about it. All right.
See, remember when we said before how we were like, hey, Ruben, who do you think's going to get cancelled first, me or Logan Paul? There you go. See one of these
Sane
boys.
man with blue hair loves a cop being punched.
Look, it's not good and it's terrible.
Should I tell my story?
I don't think this segment is going to end up resulting in good things for the show.
No.
Well, look, I think that what we're trying to do is just tell everyone about the culture of the suburb that Keelan and I live in and really kind of dispel any of the myths about the place that are kind of floating around.
Yeah.
They say there's no culture. There's clearly a lot of culture.
Keelan, what have you seen in Frankston?
So anyone who lives in Frankston would know the Nepean Highway, but would also know that Macca's. And so the other day I parked near the Macca's, not to go to the Macca's, but to walk across the street. And as I've got out of my car and started walking across the road, I see two very aggressive four-wheel drive type cars, brake checking, swerving all across the road, pretty busy highway. And then they block the road, like one guy does, you see it in movies, he like blocks the other car by going sideways, and they both get out and they get in a massive punch on. And I was just standing there from the other side of the road going, yep, I need to bring this to the show.
How long was the punch on? Who won?
I don't know, I walked away because I didn't want to be
As
hanging
if
around
I
too
would
long.
have fucking got some popcorn. I would have gone into Macca's, be like, large chips, let's go.
Yeah, but this is a man that's lived in Frankston his whole life. He's like, I'll see one tomorrow. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Literally before we started recording the show, Keelan goes, actually I saw my first ever carjacking at Frankston train station. And I was like, what do you mean you're first? I've never seen a carjacking.
Still waiting on my first, actually. Yeah.
I'm just desensitized to it, I guess.
Yeah, I've got another one. I was if you know Frankston, you know Frankston Station is the scummiest, most dangerous place, despite being absolutely full of police 24/7. It still manages to affect that place not at all. I was driving through there with Jazz, looked out the window to see the sights, as I do when I drive past there, and I see 3 different groups of police officers arresting people. And now normally when there's a fight, people get arrested and the police separate them and you go, oh, that's obviously those 2 people are fighting, but it's one incident. I cannot tell you how clearly it was that those 3 separate groups of people were not involved with each other at all. They just coincidentally all happened to be committing separate crimes so heinous that they had to be arrested at the same time. It was a trifecta for the cops.
3 groups of police officers dealing with it?
Yes.
Oh my God. They must have the biggest police department in the state for sure.
They do. We went to the police station. It's huge. It's like an apartment building.
It's probably all just cells. That's great. Well, we were going to end this segment with a couple of stories to kind of really highlight. So you guys have got stories from Frankston. Ruben and I live in quite nice areas. I saw someone open a door for an old person the other day.
Oh, that's very
nice. To like the door to their house to like clean it out, rob them, a bit of a ram.
No, to the post office because and he actually said, "Oh, ladies first," which I thought was a nice gesture.
That's nice. That's very nice.
Yeah. Ruben, have you seen anything?
Well, I've got a post office story actually. That reminds me. I was in Frankston post office, and a guy came up and he had a hat on, like sticking on top of something on his backpack, and I was like, why does he got like a little? It was like a periscope looking thing, an antenna. I was like, what is that? And then anyway, he bent down to pick something off and the hat fell off. It was a giant baseball bat that was clearly to be drawn from his back like a fucking sword. And then he grabbed the hat, put it on top. The hat was to cover the handle, so at any moment he could pull out, surprise baseball bat.
He had it running up his, like, in the inside of his shirt.
Yeah, so he was wearing a backpack and he had it here to like draw it from a scabbard. At any moment he could just be like, fucking baseball bat out of nowhere.
Yeah, that man's a thinker. Also probably a local. That's Keelan in 20 years if he never moves.
But and also the post office had automatic doors, so there's no need to open it for old people. You wouldn't understand.
Mate, I'm up to my 42nd carjacking. Now I just have a fucking bat, Fair enough.
I like this.
How about you, Ruben? Any crimes, domestic violence you've witnessed?
Well, actually, I went for a walk yesterday at nighttime because I was busy during the day. Needed to go for a walk
with like an entourage, the boys, like security?
You're not going to believe this. I actually just went by myself.
Wow.
Yeah, and get this, didn't fear for my life once.
What?
That's weird.
I didn't get this. I didn't even look over my shoulder.
What? That's crazy. That's nuts.
Yeah. I actually did that the other day. Like, I was walking at night time because sometimes I'd leave my well gymming till pretty late at night. Now there's no curfew. And on the way back from my runs, it gets dark. Obviously, same with Ruben, wasn't fearing for my life. A cat jumped out. I didn't even jump. And then I just started patting it because I knew it was domestic and didn't have a disease.
Wow.
Yeah. It was just cute. It was just like, and it just wanted to be loved, and I loved it back.
Oh, I every now and then I'll see a domestic too in Frankston.
Yeah, well, same, I guess, but there are some similarities finally between the two.
That's good.
Keelan, literally, whenever he comes into my area, we'll be like going on a walk or just like walking around. He would just say things like, "Man, look at all like the trees." And he's just fascinated. He's like, "Oh, look at that! Look at that! There's so many kids just having fun," and it blows his fucking mind. And he's like, "Man, look at all these families just like out. This is crazy."
Very nice.
Yeah, I think that I think that Keelan...
Move house. You got the fuck out of Frankston, and then you moved back.
I missed it.
There's a certain charm to Franger. I think that Keelan was a big reason. Keelan being so desensitized to like a fucked environment is probably a big reason why it took so long for me to move out of the warehouse. Because I didn't really, he wasn't fazed by it at all, and neither was I. So both of us were just like seeing drug deals and like actual Nazis walking around with swastikas on their arms and being like, yeah, it's just like normal.
I used to come there and be like, guys, this is a different vibe to what I'm used to. I remember my dad used to get shocked that my car didn't get a brick through it. He was like, I'm fascinated how it didn't get a brick through it. And I was like, I'm surprised my tires didn't get slashed, to be honest.
Yeah. That's actually, speaking of that, I was in the elevator with 2 different people on 2 different occasions. And the first time I was talking to this guy, because I'm pretty new in this building, and I just asked him, I was like, where do you park your car? And he parks it in the same area I do. Or he used to park it in the same area I do until it got broken into 3 times in a row. He kept getting the windows fixed and it kept getting broken into until he just went, well, it doesn't matter, and got the car towed and now doesn't have a car. And then I spoke to an older guy the other night in the elevator. I asked him the same question, and he says pretty much the same thing. He goes, I had to get rid of my car. It kept getting broken into.
So hang on.
I like that instead of just
your car, your car's totally safe, and I would say that's absolutely because is it full of McDonald's bags right now?
Yeah, and KFC. Yeah.
When you look at Keelan's car, and if you're a thief, you do the car next to it 90% of the time.
Oh yeah.
Like I bet you 90% of the time you'd be the like non-preferred vehicle to steal.
It's just not even. I don't know what I was trying to say there, so don't worry about it. It's not even laziness. It's like designed mess now to not get broken into.
It's camouflage, really.
Yeah, it's good.
You're a genius.
Well, that's Frankston Tales, guys. I hope you enjoyed that.
Bit of a lull there at the end, but I think could be a potential segment.
I like this segment.
Yeah.
I do like this segment as well. We can't promise when it's going to happen again, but look, with restrictions easing a little bit, more people are going to be out and about. It might come back, next episode. Who knows?
I mean, a lot of people were missing Warehouse Tales, so I guess nothing's really changed. The show did get...
I have a Warehouse Tale.
Okay. Wow, that was jarring.
This could be the final ever Warehouse Tale. I know we keep saying that, but I got a call from... Sorry, can you bleep his name?
Is that the Russian bloke who ran it?
The guy who ran it. Just bleep his name, Keelan. I got a call from him, and I thought, oh, that's fucking weird. Maybe I forgot something. I don't know why he's calling me. And I answer, and I go, hey, how you going? And I say his name, and he goes, I'm like, no, man, it's Lewis. He goes, I need you to go over here and do this for me. And I said, it's Lewis, dude. He goes, where are you? Come over here and do this thing for me. I said, hello, Mike, mate, you've called Lewis. He goes, I said, no, you have called Lewis. He goes, who are you? I said, I was at your warehouse for like 2 years. He goes, what? I said,
dude, I knew when you were there that he didn't give a fuck about you, or what you did, or anything. Yeah. He was like, here's your mail. He's like, in rent. And then he would just like, that was it. Yeah. As long as you paid him.
The vibe was absolutely like, do not tell me what you do, and I will not ask. Pay your rent on time. Yeah. That is all. And when the cops come, I will say, who's Lewis?
you know what else? I got that vibe because one time I got the tour from him. Remember when I was thinking about like getting that other room at the other side?
A space opened up, so you did like a little tour.
Yeah, I did like a little tour just to see it. Then correctly decided against it. And I remember thinking, oh, the next week it's going to be so awkward when I walk past him and like he's giving me the tour and I've just politely declined him. Yeah. He didn't remember who the fuck I was 3 days later.
Yeah.
He looked at me, he was like, hello. And I was like, you don't even know who I am.
That's so funny. Well, I remember that tour. It was a completely different section of the space that I had never been to. It was more office-y stuff. And he was like, oh, we actually have another guy that does online video. And I was like, what? As if he didn't tell me that there's another guy that does online video. And we didn't say this because we were still there. I think we can now. I just won't say the name. And anyway, he goes, it's like Luke's potential area of the warehouse, and he knocks on the guy's door. He goes, because Luke was worried about soundproofing. He goes, no, we've had a guy running like an online thing for ages out of here. I was like, oh, that's strange that he never brought that up. So he knocks on the guy's door to like get him to tell Luke, yeah, it's fine, I record here all the time. The guy opens up the door, and it's like a news service, a podcast, and the guy's like real sheepish and weird about what he does. He goes, oh, you run an online thing, right? And he goes, who wants to know? And I was like, that's weird. And then it was like something like Unchained or some edgy fucking name, and I was like, I bet that's an alt-right thing. And I Googled it. Literally, it was like a massive alt-right fucking video production shit that was running out of that warehouse. And
it literally turns out that some of the Nazis that were in the area were actually just going for a podcast interview.
Actually,
like legitimately, that's what they were in the area for, and we could never speak about it.
A lot of people are like, oh yeah, they're not like. A lot of people get called Nazis, and they're just like, oh, I think we should have strong borders. It's like I'm telling you, when I saw a guy that was walking around with literally wearing a swastika armband, we saw graffiti of swastikas, and that like anti-Semitic caricature of Jews was spray painted every now and then. Literally alt-right publication was running out of that fucking warehouse.
And throughout all this, Keelan was like, nah, I see no problem with this. It feels like I'm back home. It feels good to be back.
Yeah, so I'm fucking glad that we're out of there.
Now, before we wrap up today's episode, we do want to say that so the restrictions have changed a little bit in Melbourne, finally.
Yep, a little bit.
And it has allowed us, the 5 kilometer rule has now become a 25 kilometer radius, which means we cannot do the show together because I live over 25 kilometers away from Frankston, right? But Ruben and I live within 25 kilometers of each other, and Keelan and Lewis live within 25 kilometers of each other. Yep. So we're going to try and do a park episode for the next episode where Ruben and I will be in one park in our area, and you guys will be in a park in Frankston, so good luck.
And it's going to be the partial reunion of the Luke and Lewis show.
Yes, we'll be each reunited with half of the show each. Unfortunately, Lewis and I won't be in the same room. But we will have an ally either side, which is good. So I'm hoping you have a real alpha episode, Ruben.
We don't really know how well this is going to work. I assume it's just going to be, we're going to be running Zoom off our phones so we can see each other. It will sound good for sure. We don't know.
Hopefully, if it's good weather. If it's windy, we're hoping we'll have to set up in a good position. We're hoping we can set up at one of those barbecue areas where there's like power. Yeah. Because otherwise we'll be running everything off batteries and it might just go to shit.
I'll have to scope out the park and see if we have them. I'm not sure if we do, but we'll figure something else out. Worst case scenario, you'll probably get 20 minutes of a park episode.
We'll try our best to do a park episode on Thursday's one. But yeah, thank you all very much for tuning in. And thank you very much once again for the people who contributed to Blewis Spears. You've done great work. And
thank you and fuck you. I appreciate you, but I hate you. I'm grateful, but I'm hateful.
And
we'll be, and also the challenge is over, but our streaming is not. So Luke and I are still streaming super regularly. I'm doing every Monday and Wednesday night. So check me out on Twitch and make sure you follow Luke there as well. I think we're getting really good at it, and we've kind of figured out little live streaming community of people to collaborate with. So it's really cool, and we're not going to stop them at all. So please do tune in.
And we usually, between the two of us, do an Among Us stream once a week. So either I'll do one or Lewis will do one. I think my one's this week because you did yours last week. I think we'll do Thursday if you boys are free. So I do Tuesdays and Fridays usually, and then occasionally a one-off one on a Thursday if we're doing something with the fellas. Alrighty.
Lewis, just before we wrap up, did you want to something on the run sheet about the Comics Lounge? If you just want to.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes, very important. So we really care about this. The Comics Lounge in Melbourne, if you don't know, it is the only comedy club in Melbourne. For a while, it was the only club in the country. Biggest and best comedy club, one of the best places in the world. And because of COVID, they're going through a really rough time. and they've launched a GoFundMe that they need to raise this money or they will close permanently. The government has released a bunch of funding only for music venues, so I don't know their situation, but I assume they're not eligible for it. So if you guys want to chip in some money, that would be amazing. We're going to leave the link in the top comment and also in the description of the audio version. I'm going to be putting in $500. Because they are a real big reason why I started stand-up. It's the first place I ever performed. Luke and I perform there all the time, and they've really, really, really helped us out, and they need some help back, so that's what we're going to do. If you can spare anything, I know it's tough times at the moment, but any little bit helps. If you can spare anything, make sure you just, let them know that we sent you. That'd be great, because they have supported our careers, me especially, literally from my first ever gig. They let me on stage there, so they need our help.
They've both been incredibly supportive, and I said this to people in my Discord, just to give some kind of perspective of how important this room is to us. I went through and I wrote down every single gig that I've ever done, and like how many times I've ever done a room, and the Comics Lounge is the room that I've performed the most at out of every single room ever. I've performed there over like 60 times, so it's definitely like a very cool space. And that's like 60 out of 500 and something gigs I've ever done. So very, very cool room. Definitely important for the growth of comedy in this country. If that shuts down, it'll fuck the scene a lot.
It'll fuck everything. And they're like, honestly, the one of the only people in like who have a position of power in comedy behind the scenes that have shown a lot of respect to the online people and don't really bow down to this like PC bullshit. So losing them would be a huge, huge loss.
It's actually one of the few rooms in the country where you can go on stage and say whatever the fuck you want, and I feel comfortable enough to do that, knowing that they're not gonna fucking throw me to the curb and not book me again.
Yes, yeah. So we'll leave the information for that. Any amount is greatly appreciated, and just let them know that you sent us, that we sent you. Cool. Thank you.
See ya.
Goodbye.